So the vision that I had when developing the task force was to provide a unique service where together we brought community organisations to work collaboratively with statutory organisations.
So we've got an event on today led by our Alternative Provision Task Force team, who are showcasing, basically what they've been doing for the last sort of 18 months with our kids at COBS. All of the specialist teams are going to do a presentation. They're going to give us a little bit about what their work entails, what they hope to do, what they're hoping to achieve, and what the sort of impact they've been having. I wanted our school to be about being ambitious for young people who, if we're not ambitious for them, no one else is doing it, because their families can't. It's not that they don't want to. And one of our heads of campus has said to me on many occasions, don't underestimate how ambitious our families are for their children. They just don't know how to articulate it.
Everyone in our team is from a multi-agency, from statutory to community to self-employed, and that was enabled for our children to get a good variety and holistic way of getting intervention. So I think it was just as important to get those agencies here, those organisations, from statutory organisations to community, to more senior management, to practitioners, just anyone that's in the field or passionate about working with young people is who we wanted around the table.
It's important that we understand each other, and regardless of where we're coming from, I think it's important that we have that understanding, because it might be a situation that my son gets caught up in something, and I can make a phone call to Jerome, to Daniel, to Paris and say, yo, this is what's happening with my son. Can you connect with someone? And they might be like, I might not necessarily be able to support it, but I can phone Claire, and I can phone somebody else, and I can phone somebody else. That's the connectivity that we have in this city that I have not seen anywhere else. And I think it's important, and it's a beautiful thing that we connect to that.
And I feel like it had two kind of levels. One, to kind of showcase who the AP Task Force are, what they do. And I think secondly, it was about how do we work better in terms of partnerships. And I think my role today as being the keynote speaker was, one, to kind of give context of what's happening in Birmingham and how it affects children and young people from our city. And secondly, how do we work together better in our multi-agency and partnership working, because we've got a beautiful city, and I think sometimes we forget about the power, the knowledge, the wealth that we have in this city.
Sometimes there's like a little bit of a rush on getting results out of a person because we want them back in school, their attendance is back, we want them in, or their grades are low, we need them to do their GCSEs, and it's not really about that, it's about it being on their time, and when they're ready to do and when they're ready to talk about it, it will happen and it will work, but we just have to trust the process and trust the therapeutic relationship.
My goal is always for a level of excellence for the children, and that's what I kind of wanted around the practitioners that was around today.
I just think I don't understand, it's beyond my comprehension that if an adult male is forcing a young person to plug, that he's not even taken as a sexual assault, because for a girl it would be.
I think events like this are really important. It's important to connect people together, it's important to build relationships. It's important because for our children we need a whole systems approach, not just one hat fits one situation, and actually to meet the needs, the complex needs of the children in Birmingham today, it takes a whole systems approach, a whole partnership approach, all of us working together.
And then there's wisdom in the last bit, that sometimes the child will burn the village to feel its warmth. Okay, so everybody think about that, yeah? That sometimes we need to make sure that children feel we're with them.
We're one partnership, so we feel AP Task Force, Natalie and the team are part of our own team. Birmingham has a lot of challenge. There's a lot of things we have to do, there's a lot of need. We have the biggest youth population now in the country, probably the biggest youth population in Europe and any of the cities. We have lots of issues around social deprivation, the extent of organised crime groups who are seizing on vulnerable children. At the same time, we've got opportunities. We've got a lot of good people, professionals who've got the wherewithal to make a difference.
I'm so passionate about young people. I've worked with young people all of my working career. Young people are our future. It sounds cheesy to say, but it is facts that young people are our future. And I just want them to have excellence. I want my team to be excellent, so the children get excellence, so the parents get excellence, and that's just what I promote.